Selling on Amazon or really any e-commerce platform requires a strong understanding of how to improve your SEO so that you're actually found, get people into your product page, and then convert them through compelling copy. So it really requires an understanding of how to blend keywords with persuasive text that's going to connect with your customers. And so many people really struggle with understanding how to be able to work keywords naturally into a product page and into the copy in a way that's not going to take away from how a customer is able to really comprehend that product and get excited without being tripped up by this string of keywords. So if you'd like to know how to more seamlessly integrate keywords into your copywriting strategy, then let's go ahead and dive into things. Hello, my name is Emma Shermer-Tamir. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Marketing by Emma, which is a premier e-commerce copywriting firm, which means that we spend a lot of time, like every single workday, figuring out how to integrate keywords into your copywriting so that you can attract more customers and convert them into paying customers, essentially. Customers, a little repetitive there, but that is not the point of this video. The point is, how can you more seamlessly integrate keywords into your copywriting? So the first thing that I would like to advise you to do is to keep a close eye out for long tail keywords. Now, what do I mean when I say long tail keywords? This essentially means those more specific high buying intent keyword phrases. We're talking 4, 5, 6, 7 words strung together in a row. Those are going to be golden for a few reasons. One, as I mentioned, they're going to have higher buying intent. They're going to be more specific to the type of product you're selling. So they're great in driving the right kind of customers who are looking for the product that you are selling. But when it comes to actually figuring out how to incorporate keywords into your product pages, these are extra valuable because they typically are more bang for your buck. These could be 2, 3, or even 4 keywords embedded within. So you have a bunch of different root keywords lurking in that longer tail keyword phrase, meaning that you're going to be able to cover a lot of ground in one singular sentence. Now, how do you actually do that? Well, you need to do your keyword research, and whatever tool you'd like to use, be it Helium 10 or DataDive, you want to be keeping a close eye out for those phrases that have a lot of different phrases embedded within them. Like I said, they're just going to help you go farther, but they're also more specific and incredibly valuable. Now, the challenge of that is that oftentimes these longer tail keywords are going to be more difficult to work into a sentence naturally. So that can prove problematic and challenging for you trying to create persuasive copy if you have this really long, awkward phrase that doesn't make any sense. So keep that in the back of your mind, but let's get into a couple of other key rules that you want to be considering, which is never sacrifice readability. So if you find this golden keyword phrase and it looks amazing and it has lots of search volume and it's covering a lot of ground, but it's just incredibly awkward and not like anybody would ever be able to write a sentence with, it may be a little bit too good to be true when it comes to working into the content of your listing, but fear not, because you do have back-end keywords that you can use, putting into that metadata, putting into those back-end keyword fields, depending on what platform you're using, be it Amazon, be it Walmart, be it your own website. So it's certainly something that you can use. It's just that you may not be able to work it into prime real estate space on your product page, because if it's ultimately going to confuse the customer, make it hard to read, then that's going to work against your goals of converting as many eager buyers as possible. Don't keyword stuff. So what do I mean by keyword stuffing? I mean creating this long list of keywords that just doesn't really want to make any kind of sense. So I pulled up an example to go into some of these principles that I'm talking about today. And if you take a look at this glam up sheet mask combo pack. You can see exactly what I mean in the 5th bullet where it says beauty gift skincare set, and you sit and it says, be sure to add this to the gift idea list for women, men, teens, girl, boys, or holidays. So it's very obvious there that they are trying to get onto a lot of they're trying to cover a lot of ground as far as keywords go. Gift list for women, men, teens. It's just so strange. There are far more elegant ways that you can achieve this, that you don't have to just make things sound so incredibly awkward and strange. So do not keyword stuff. It does not help your goals of converting customers. It just confuses them. It just puts them off, and it just send them somewhere else. Now, one cool thing about DataDive in particular, if you are using that for your keyword research, is that as you are building your title and your bullets, it's actually going to show you a score, which means that it's going to show you how well you are stacking up against the competition when it comes to your SEO in particular and your keyword utilization. The challenge with that is that you don't want to only focus on maximizing this score to the detriment of creating compelling copy, but that can be a great way to make sure that you are balancing both as you're putting together those critical pieces of your listing. If you are creating an Amazon listing, that is the only platform currently that DataDive works with. So if you're wanting to do something similar for Walmart or your own website, then you will need to create your own spreadsheet to do something similar to that. So when you want to refer to the product as you are writing your listing, that is a great opportunity to work in a keyword. So if we're thinking about how can we naturally include keywords in your copywriting, this is a great easy way that's going to feel very natural to you as the writer and to your customer as the reader. And so when you want to say, this phone case does the XYZ, then if one of the keywords that you want to use is unbreakable iPhone mini phone case, then you can say this unbreakable iPhone mini phone case will keep your precious device protected. Similarly, okay, let's talk about this microphone. So if one of your keywords is this high quality professional podcast microphone. So when you're wanting to refer to it, then you just put it in, this high quality professional. I don't even remember that long keyword that I used. It was all just imaginary, but I hope that you understand what I mean when I'm saying this. So essentially, if you're going to be saying this thing does this, or our brand does that, or that part of this does this thing, or you're going to get this from that, all of those times that you're wanting to refer to the product or the brand is a great way to be able to find a keyword on your list that's going to fit into the copy and put it in there. So again, let's just take a look and see what I mean. Let's go back to these glam up sheet masks. And if you look at the first bullet, we can see here at the first sentence is starts with face masks, skincare with the most natural ingredients. Now this, in general, this whole listing needs some help, and we can do a short review of analysis of this listing in a moment, but let's just hone in here for a moment on the first sentence here. And face masks, skincare is obviously an important keyword for them, but right now it's just very awkward the way that it is fitting into this sentence, and it's just making the whole thing a little bit tricky to read. So this, on the surface, seems like a relatively easy keyword to use, face masks, skincare, but you'll find as you actually go about trying to build a sentence that it's not quite as easy as it seems. So the way that I might do that is or work it into a sentence is I might write, your face masks, skincare ingredients deliver a clear complexion. So something like that. So you're going to really need to get creative of building out a sentence and then thinking about how can you fit that keyword into that sentence. It may not be immediately obvious, but I do have a really great trick for you to use to make that a little simpler, particularly when you're feeling stuck. But before I do, what do you think about this content? If you are liking this video, give it a like. I'd love it if you'd also subscribe, and also let me know what video you want to see next. I'm creating content on e-commerce and marketing and entrepreneurship, and I would absolutely love it if you would join us on this journey. And now, what is that bonus tool that I love to use? Use an AI chat to think of creative ways to integrate keywords into your sentences. So what do I mean by that? Let's say we have this awkward sentence or phrase like face masks, skincare, and you're scratching your head and you can't figure out how to fit it in. Go to your favorite chatbot, be that Claude or Bard or ChatGPT or what have you, and ask the AI to give you 5 or 10 sentences utilizing that keyword in the sentence. And it may just give you either a great sentence that you can use, or it may stimulate your mind to think about other ways that this keyword can fit into a sentence, and then you have an idea that comes from that. So it's a great way to kind of get over feeling stuck about how to fit a keyword into a sentence, particularly if you are not super used to doing this. Then you can just have a blockage with thinking about, okay, well, this keyword must need to belong at the start of the sentence, for example. And so by using one of those chatbot tools, it will just show you different ways and different placements within a sentence so that you can think a little bit broader as you are going about optimizing for maximum SEO potential. Make sure that you are using all of the available fields. So this is another great way to maximize your SEO without taking away from readability. When we're talking specifically about Amazon listings, you have the fields that are visible to the customers and you have the fields that are not visible to the customers. So the ones that are not visible, as I mentioned earlier, might be particularly great for those keyword phrases that are just too difficult to fit into a sentence. And you have a lot of them. You have your image keywords in your A+ and in your brand story. You also have the back-end search terms. And so you've got a lot of space to work with. You have your product description as well, which your product description is one place where some people believe that once you have your A+ content or premium A+ content uploaded, that you can just stuff as many keywords you want into your product description. I would advise against that because it is frequently still visible to customers. So if we're trying to minimize anything that could be off-putting to the customer, then that could be something that might be problematic, but use all of those spaces in order to be able to really maximize how broad of a reach you're able to have. Something else that's pretty interesting and we've already begun to see is the way that search is changing as AI becomes more integrated into every different aspect of our lives. And it's quite possible that AI will really significantly impact how we approach all of this stuff. The goal being that it will be able to better understand our products so that we won't need to nitpick all of these individual keywords and then thoughtfully integrate them. Instead, we'll be able to use a few keywords. It will fully understand all of the different ways that customers might be searching for our products. And then all that we have to do as marketers is really focus on creating that copy and that content and those images that are going to engage more deeply with customers. So that's kind of where things are headed, but they're not there yet. So for the time being, we need to be a little bit more granular and specific with targeting those keywords that we know we want to be ranking and indexing for. Another keyword within this, well, it's actually, I don't see it anywhere in the listing itself, but that could be likely associated with this because this is a Korean skincare company that I found as I was just doing a quick search is sheet masks skincare Korean. So that is very similar to face masks skincare that we found a good sentence that allowed us to be able to work that in. But sheet mask skincare Korean is probably going to be a little bit too complicated. And so that is an example when I'm talking about a keyword that you just might not be able to find a way to fit it into the sentence that you would want to put into the back end. So those are some of the things that you want to be considering as you are going about building out a product page and optimizing it, both for SEO and for maximum conversions. If you would like us to take a look at your listing, we offer a free listing analysis, and I will include a link down below, or you can go to marketingbyemma.com/free analysis. Just fill out a simple form and we will provide you with some feedback. And then if you would like our help actually doing all of this, we can take that work off of your plate and create some product pages for you that are going to help you stand out, connect with your customers, and work towards achieving those conversion goals. And so before we wrap up today, why don't we dive back into this Glam Up listing and just do a quick listing analysis to show you what I mean. So this product is doing very well. It has over 26,000 reviews. I think something that is very likely contributing to the success of this product is its price. It's a pack of 12 that's being sold for $12.90, at least currently that's what the price is, which is pretty cheap when it comes to face masks with good ingredients. But the listing itself definitely could use a lot of help. We see the first image after the main image is this quality assured, cruelty-free, certified and produced in a blah, 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 certified facility, which doesn't really mean anything to me. And quite frankly, is likely not the most significant reason why somebody would want to buy these products, but it's one of the only images that actually has a picture of a person putting on the mask. So this is a real missed opportunity on the side of the brand to be calling out some of the key benefits that would make somebody want to buy this product. Now, we do see on this next few images that they are providing some information about the different benefits that these different formulas give. However, they're still really vague. They're not even using all of these image space at their disposal. So they could be incorporating a lot more images and text in a way that's going to make customers even more eager for these products, not just because they're a great price, but also because of the benefits that they can expect when getting them. Now, we already more or less talked about the bullets. They're quite keyword stuff. They're lacking in benefits. They're not written in a natural sounding way. By cruelly tested on animals, Leaping Bunny certified. These sheet masks are cruelty free. That's the third bullet. That's strange. We talked about how the fifth bullet is very stuffed with keywords. Now, if we were to scroll down to the product description, I'm surprised to see that they do not have a brand story uploaded. That would be a pretty quick and easy thing for them to do, which would also get them able to be qualifying for premium A+ content, which is a worthwhile thing for them to do, especially since they have a pretty wide product range. It looks like their A+ content is really messy, very overwhelming, all over the place. The images are off-putting. The text is confusing. It made of premium layered cheat, keep the good and ban the bad. I don't even understand what that means. They're talking a lot about the harmful ingredients have been excluded. That's just such an awkward way of saying those things. Tips for masking is great, but where is there anything that's really helping me get excited about the different ways that I can use these packs? Maybe it would also be great for a slumber party or pampering night with friends or a bachelorette party. Then we have pairs perfectly with, and then a comparison chart, which in some ways these are just repetitive. So we're wasting valuable space within the A+ content that we could be using to talk about some of these other benefits from the different masks or ways of using the mask or why these masks are so great. And instead, we just have these back-to-back sections that are repeating the same content with it looks like the exact same products. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they are at least maximizing, it looks like, all of the A+ content, but it's put together in a way that's pretty out of date, that is not compelling or attractive from a design standpoint, and it's also not persuasive from a copy standpoint. So through and through, there's a lot that could be done to make this perform even better, and maybe they would even be able to raise their prices a little bit. So those are just some thoughts as we wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more of this kind of content, let me know. If there are other topics that you would like me to discuss, drop them in the comments below. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye.